Cultured Mag. It's your cover star, Jackie O'Nasty.
Hi, I'm JuliaFox, and tonight I am Jackie O'Nasty.
You're horrible! You're an irredeemable monster!
JuliaFox might be the first person in history to prove that you can dress up as bad taste itself. Forget artistic statement. Forget fashion risk. What she did was tacky, wrapped in trauma, and served with a side of narcissism. Halloween gave her the perfect excuse to stop pretending she has limits, and she took it by dressing up as Jackie Kennedy, not in the classy pink Chanel suit everyone remembers, but in a blood-splattered version of it, as if the tragedy of a public assassination was just another aesthetic for her to monetize. Fake blood, real audacity. She called it a statement, which, fine, it was. It was a statement that says that I have no semblance of morals or character, and I'll do anything for attention. The only thing deeper than her caption was the emptiness behind it. She quoted Jackie's strength, her grief, her resilience, then smeared all of it with a bottle of stage blood and a smirk. The irony writes itself. She's lecturing the internet about trauma and power while literally wearing a mockery of someone else's trauma. She used a widow's heartbreak as a red carpet accessory. This isn't feminism, it's fetishizing tragedy for clicks. And the caption. Ooh, the caption. It read like a college essay written by ChatGPT with a thesaurus problem. Beauty and horror, poise and devastation. Girl, stop. It's Halloween, not a dissertation on human suffering. You weren't weaponizing femininity, you were weaponizing bad taste. You weren't honoring Jackie Kennedy, you were harvesting her pain for engagement. You're not brave for standing in fake blood. You're just someone who figured out outrage trends faster than empathy loads. Let's get one thing straight. Jackie Kennedy's original pink suit was sacred. It wasn't fashion, it was history. That suit still exists in the National Archives, locked away because it's too painful for the family to display. Jackie wore it through the swearing in of Lyndon Johnson, her husband's blood still staining the fabric, because she wanted America to see the horror. It was real. It was human. It was grief in motion. JuliaFox took that same suit and thought, ooh, that'll get me on the blogs. There's no art in that, it's just exploitation wrapped in polyester. And then she had the nerve to do interviews afterward like she was debuting a new perfume. Hi, I'm Jackie O'Nasty, she chirped, grinning for cameras. I'm serving bloody diva single mom who's about to cash that check. The line alone could make a therapist quit their job. You can't call it performance art and then turn around acting like a TikTok meme with rent due. You can't claim it's mourning when you're laughing your way down the carpet. You can't call it feminine power when your entire act is built on someone else's pain. The only thing that she got right about it was that she is for sure nasty. Even Jackie Kennedy's grandson called her out, and when a literal descendant of the woman you're honoring calls you disgusting, desperate, and dangerous, that's not art. That's a warning label. Julia didn't just cross the line. She climbed over it in heels, threw confetti, and filmed a vlog about it. Imagine being so addicted to attention that you need fake blood to feel relevant. Imagine being so empty that empathy feels optional. She could have stopped at the homage. She could have worn the pink suit, posted a thoughtful caption, maybe even tied it to commentary about women's strength under pressure. But that doesn't get headlines, does it? No, she had to pour the fake blood and pose like it was edgy performance. It wasn't edgy. It was embarrassing. It was giving failed art student whose only medium is shock value. It was giving look at me, I'm provocative energy, except the only thing she provoked was universal disgust. And of course, she turned off her comments because even she knew what she did was indefensible. Nothing screams I'm confident in my art like silencing every voice that calls it what it is. Pathetic. If you can't face the backlash, don't play with the pain. This wasn't an act of rebellion. It was proof that JuliaFox's favorite costume is main character in a world where empathy died. What kills me is that she keeps trying to reinvent herself as some feminist icon, as if chaos itself counts as empowerment. This is the same woman who kept rudely interrupting Marlon Wayans mid-sentence to explain what real men are, the same one who dated Kanye West for a month and called it performance art, the same one who later said she only dated him to help Kim.
part of why you dated him was to help Kim out.
Yeah.
And you did tell me that.
I know.
And I thought it was weird when you said that. I was like, yeah.
So when you grow up watching someone on TV, you do develop this like parasocial relationship with them. And like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like I was really like, oh,
Let me hear
back. And also like, I'm bipolar. This man is bipolar. Like maybe I can like help.
Help Kim? Sweetheart, Kim didn't ask for a savior in leather gloves. You were just auditioning for relevance. And now you're using a dead president's wife for a Halloween theme? You don't need therapy, you need humility. But humility doesn't trend, so here we are. Every time JuliaFox pops up, she's found a new way to call narcissism a movement. And people keep mistaking shock for substance. But this? Dressing up as Jackie Kennedy covered in blood? This was the jump the shark moment. She's not subversive anymore, she's just exhausting. You can't keep calling yourself misunderstood when the only thing you're consistent about is being offensive. You can't cry female empowerment when your every headline screams, I need validation and attention. Let's talk about the optics, too. You've got generations of people who still regard Jackie Kennedy as a symbol of dignity under pressure, grace in the face of horror. And then here comes Julia, turning it into camp cosplay for clout. That's not boundary pushing. That's moral bankruptcy dressed in couture. It's giving TMZ avant-garde. It's giving trauma, but make it trendy. She didn't create art. She vandalized memory. There's something so deeply off about watching someone intellectualize their own selfishness. It's about trauma. No, it's about your addiction to virality. It's about power. No, it's about ego. It's about femininity as resistance. No, it's about needing attention like oxygen. You don't become powerful by mimicking grief. You become powerful by respecting it. And she clearly doesn't know the difference. JuliaFox's entire brand is a paradox. She wants to be shocking but profound, edgy but righteous, chaotic but classy. But this stunt stripped away the illusion. There's no depth, just desperation. And the worst part? She thought she could outsmart the internet with a long caption. But words don't wash off fake blood. We saw the act, and we saw through it. If she really believed in her own art, she wouldn't need to explain it. Real art speaks for itself. This one begged for forgiveness mid-caption. She wrote an essay trying to preempt backlash, then immediately undermined it by laughing through interviews. You can't have it both ways. Saint on Instagram, clown on camera. The mask slipped, and underneath wasn't a misunderstood artist. It was a woman who doesn't know when to stop. JuliaFox could have been remembered as the girl who made weird looks chic. Now she's remembered as the girl who turned assassination trauma into a Halloween prop. There's a thin line between fearless and foul, and she face-planted over it. This had nothing to do with femininity or paying homage. It's rot disguised as relevance. When your statement requires dishonoring a dead man's widow, maybe the statement isn't revolutionary. Maybe it's just revolting. And honestly, this whole thing just proves what people have suspected for a while. JuliaFox isn't misunderstood. She's overexposed. Every move she makes feels like she's throwing darts at a wall labeled attention. One week she's preaching about female strength. The next she's turning grief into costume jewelry. She doesn't break rules. She cheapens them. She's not challenging norms. She's chasing headlines. And at this point, it's less about art and more about addiction. An addiction to outrage, to spectacle, to being the loudest person in the room, even when she has nothing worth saying. There's a strange emptiness that follows her. The more she tries to shock, the less interesting she becomes. Because shock stops working when people stop caring. And that's the curse of her brand, because she's run out of lines to cross. So now she's just circling the drain of her own overexposure, dressing it up as relevance. You can't call that bravery. You can only call it sad. She wanted a viral moment, and she got one. But it wasn't admiration. It was collective disgust. The kind of backlash you can't caption away, can't intellectualize, can't hide behind art to excuse. She didn't just lose credibility, she nuked it. And the worst part is, she'll probably think it's working, because to her, any noise is good noise, but the rest of us know better. It's not noise, it's the sound of the last shred of respect circling the drain. So no, Julia, this wasn't powerful, it wasn't brave, it wasn't feminist. It was lowbrow, tasteless, performative garbage, and the only thing more embarrassing than the costume is the fact that you thought it made you profound. You wanted to be Jackie Kennedy. Girl, you could never. She wanted to make a statement, but all she did was prove that sometimes the trash takes itself out.
That's my opinion!